So today I want to talk to you about a really special middle grade novel. So this book is called Jawbreaker by Christina Wyman. It is Christina Wyman's debut novel, and it is loosely based on her own experiences growing up with some jaw problems and having to have a device called a jawbreaker. So this was a really great read. I enjoyed it so much. I read it so quickly, and I listened to a really great podcast interview after on The Yarn, which is a podcast that's run by two bloggers for the school library journal. I would really recommend checking it out, and I'll include in my review a little link to that episode because it gives you some really great insight into what went into this book and just the vision and everything. But I enjoyed this book immensely, so I'm going to start reading the first chapter for you. So, Chapter 1, Runaway Teeth. I don't get why I have to go with you to Max's Bucky Beaver appointment. My little sister sulks from the back seat of the car. I'm up front with Mom, who just picked us up from school because I have an orthodontist appointment. Alexis always whines when she has to come along, even though it means she gets out of school early. Why don't you shut up, carcass breath, I bite back. Alexis is 1 year younger than me, and she acts like a total baby when she doesn't get her way. What did I tell the both of you about name-calling? Mom snaps. We're at a red light around the corner from the doctor's office, and it's exactly like Mom to ignore the fact that Alexis started the whole thing. You're right, Mommy, Alexis says, batting her eyes at Mom in the rearview mirror. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Mom's face softens, and it reminds me of how Alexis always gets off the hook, no matter how badly she treats me. It wasn't always this way with my sister. Not that long ago, we could be in the car together without fighting. We'd sing along to whatever song was on the radio and even make each other laugh. During longer rides, we'd invent games to make the time go by, and it was fun. We were never best friends, but we weren't enemies either. I stare out the window and clench my fists. It's bad enough that I have these appointments to begin with. About once a month I have to see Dr. Watson to get my braces tightened, which is about as much fun as it sounds. This means that my teeth and gums are going to feel like they're on fire for almost 1 whole week. Then, just when the pain starts easing up, I'll have to go and do it all over again. And Mom usually makes Alexis come with us, which used to not be so bad. If the wait to see the doctor was long, we'd joke around or do our homework together while Mom looked at her phone. But lately, Alexis has been acting like coming to my doctor's appointment is the worst thing ever. I roll down the window just a bit to get some air. It's the last day of January, and the icy wind seeps into the car as Alexis kicks the back of my seat. What's your problem? I bark. Your train wreck of a face, that's what. It's cold. Shut the window. Enough, Mom snaps again. If I have to pull over, you'll both be sorry. Even though a lot of kids at school wear braces, I still feel like a freak. I have something called a maxillofacial deformity. It sounds scarier than it is, and it looks scarier than it sounds. Basically, my parents call it a severe overbite. My orthodontist calls it an extreme overjet, and the kids at school call me Bucky Beaver, among other awesome and totally creative insults. My jaws fit together like mismatched puzzle pieces, and my top teeth are spaced and overlap my bottom lip. When I was 8 or 9, my teeth pretty much started to do whatever they wanted, and now they look like they're running a race against my face. The doctor says that the braces should fix my deformity, but I've been wearing them for a whole year, and I still feel like my face is a hot mess. Ever since the doctor glued these stupid brackets to my teeth, I live on Advil and soft foods, and I can't do anything fun, like bite into pizza. Instead, I eat it with a fork, blah, or apples, because it hurts too much and food gets stuck, and I can do real damage to the apparatus if I eat the wrong thing. I'm also not allowed to chew gum or eat hard candy, and I have to brush my teeth way more than normal to keep everything clean. Oh, and thanks to the way my teeth jut out, my lips wouldn't close before I had braces. Now that there are chunks of metal glued to them, my mouth hangs open even more, and I'm on constant drool patrol. Whoever invented braces must have seriously hated kids. Sometimes I wonder if my orthodontist hates kids too. She acts like plastering a bunch of metal to my teeth is no big deal. Ew, Mom, she's drooling again, Alexis shouts from behind me. I glance in the side view mirror. I didn't realize she'd been giving me the evil eye from the back seat. You slobber like a St. Bernard. Her face twists with disgust. I wipe the drool away with my sleeve and glare black at her. The two of you better knock it off if you don't want to spend this weekend in your bedroom, Mom warns. This whole thing with Alexis being such a jerk really only just started when she joined me at junior high school last fall, which was right around the time that I got braces. Alexis is in the 6th grade, and I'm in the 7th. My parents say that she'll need braces too, in another year or two, so I really don't get why she makes fun of mine. Again, Alexis kicks the back of my seat like a baby. Ugly loser, she growls under her breath. I know Mom heard her because I heard her, but Mom doesn't do anything about it, and 15 minutes later, I'm sitting in the chair of doom. So that was the first book of Jawbreaker. So this is, again, as I said before, just such a phenomenal read. I was so impressed that this was the debut novel of Christina Wyman, and someone that previously hadn't written a lot of children's literature at all. So this actually came to be because Christina Wyman had written an essay about how during the pandemic she had such a different reaction to the requirement to wear masks than the usual person, and she felt so much comfort in people not seeing her face. And so this essay just kind of focused on identity and viewing yourself, and how her happiness with people not seeing her face inspired her to kind of reflect on that a lot and her childhood experience. And in the podcast that I listened to, they asked her if COVID happened or a pandemic happened when you were a kid and you were going through this stuff with a Jawbreaker, do you think that you would have enjoyed wearing a mask? And she was like, absolutely, I would have loved it. I would have wore a mask as much as I possibly could. And eventually she got approached by an editor and they kind of made this happen, and I'm so happy that it happened and that this book was written. I am going to have absolutely no problem recommending this to kids. It is deeply upsetting at certain points because it really involves topics of harsh and severe bullying in addition to financial problems, and it's very delicately written, and I think that readers will appreciate it a lot, but it can get tough at times, and I was just so upset for this poor protagonist, and I really would recommend this book. So I hope that you consider checking it out and that maybe the first chapter will inspire you. It only gets better as it goes on. So again, this is The Jawbreaker by Christina Wyman.